Hi, and welcome to part 4 of Unlocking Your Spiritual Connection. So today we're going to be looking at an energy activation, which is the first time that I have actually done this on video. This is normally something that I only do with my one-to-one on clients. So this is the first time that I'm going to be putting this out there ever to all of you. That is going to be coming towards the end of this episode. So please stick around for it because it's going to be extremely powerful. I'm going to put it up on screen for you to take an actual screenshot of it, so you can keep it on your phone. You can use it within your meditations. Now, talking about meditations, if this is the first time that you are watching this video and you've come across this channel, please go back and start at the beginning, go to part 2, because in part 2 we do a meditation and an alignment to some very powerful energies. And if you are serious about doing this work and opening this spiritual connection, for whatever reason you're doing this, it is important to meditate and to use these energies on a daily basis, because it will help tremendously. So go back to part 2 and have a look at that and start to use the tools that I give you in that episode. Each episode has something within it to help you to what you need to attain, where you want to be. So it's always important, even if you've seen it once, to go back every so often to watch it again, because it's like everything. The things that I've watched, the things that I've read, I've researched throughout all of these years, when I then go back and look at something again, I will always either hear something, see something, learn something that it was like, did I miss something? Was that not in that episode? You will always do that. So in something like this, it's always good to every few weeks, every few months, to just look at it again and reiterate and confirm where you need to be and what you need to do. But part 2 and this one as well, at the end of this one, are going to be the most important aspects of all of these episodes put together. Because like I said, the meditation and the energy alignment that we do in part 2 is something that you should be using constantly. The energy activation that I'm going to be giving you at the end of this episode is something, again, that you can use again and again and again. And I would advise that you use this in conjunction with part 2 within the meditation, but I'll explain more towards the end of this episode. This is the first time ever that I have put this out on video. This is a light language activation. Normally, I only do this with clients on a one-to-one basis. So enjoy what you're going to experience and what I'm putting out there at the end of this episode. Now, during today's learnings, we are going to be looking at what are mantras and how we can use them and why we need to use them. The other thing I'm going to be talking about frequency and what's all frequency about. Again, why do we need to keep our frequency high? Why do we need to raise it? And then, like I said, putting all that together with the energy activation right at the end of this episode. Okay, so I hope you're enjoying all of this. So mantras, I'm sure that you've heard about mantras if you've not already used a mantra previously. Mantras originally originated, so people say, I'm sure it goes back way beyond this, but within Buddhism and Hinduism. And I'm sure that you've all heard of probably one of the biggest mantras out there, which is Om. Now, Om has the resonance of the actual frequency of the earth. And when you do chant and you do the mantra of Om, it is very, very powerful. But we don't only have to do the mantras that are out there. We can create our own mantras. But what I will say when we do this, it's the words that we choose that are particularly important, because words are frequencies. So we need to think about how we put our mantra together. Sometimes these can come to us through purely intuitive measures, as happened today when I was just about to set up to do this video. And I started to look and talk about and think about what I was going to say to all of you about mantras. And then it was like, right, okay. And then I wrote it down, as I talked to you about in automatic writing on the previous episode. And so we have a mantra for today, purely up to you whether you want to use it, but it's been given to me to give to all of you. So in doing so, I would say, give it a go, because obviously it's happened for a reason, and I am to relay it to all of you. So today's mantra, if you want to get pen and paper, and you can always write this on your screen and keep it to use with your meditation. So today's mantra that I have just been given is, I allow all divine energies for the highest good of my being. I'll repeat this. I allow all divine energies for the highest good of my being. Okay. So when you come to a meditation, when you've got a quiet moment, you've grounded, you've gone through all of your energy alignment, you can either use this mantra under your breath, again, just in your mind, and repeat the mantra over and over again. You can say it out loud quietly. Doesn't need to be loud when you repeat these. And you can just get in a nice quiet place and just repeat this mantra over and over again. Good thing is to actually get your phone and to write this mantra onto your phone. And you can always put this when you're meditating in front of you with the mantra there, and just look at it as you are meditating, and just meditate on this mantra. The frequency of these words that I was given today will be of a divine highest nature, because that's me, that's what I do, that's my purpose. I bring in the energy of a high order, and I'm also an alchemist. So in bringing these energies through and these words through, it helps to change and to raise your frequency, and to be able to open your connections, your spiritual connections. But a mantra can be, like I said to you, many things. You don't have to use this just because I've given it to you. There are lots of mantras out there, but like I was saying before, it's very important that the words you use, because I don't know whether you've ever thought of the word where they say about spell and spellings. It literally is, when you think about it, it's a spell, it's a spelling. We are casting a very high, powerful frequency with every word we deliver. So we are literally spelling as we speak to people. So that's why it should always be of a positive nature and not negative. Always think about how you're going to put things to people, and what you're going to deliver, and what you're going to say, because it really does make a difference. We create our reality in our being, and what we relay and what we say, because like I say, words are hugely powerful. So when we talk about mantras, it's don't ever use a negative, don't ever use a need or a want word within that mantra. You've got to be looking at a word where you're using an I am. Like in this one, I allow all divine energies for my highest good. It's all of a positive nature, because as soon as we use the words want or need, we are already creating and putting a frequency out there of lack. And obviously that's something that isn't going to get us anywhere. So this is what happens when we're looking at manifesting things within our lives, manifesting wealth, manifesting health, whatever it is. You've got to look at how you portray that and not coming at it from a lack, not using the words which deliver a negative, lower frequency, because that's why a lot of people never can manifest anything. It's because they're coming in at it from a lower frequency and not a higher one. It's only from a higher resonance and a higher vibration that you are ever going to receive anything. It's what you put out is what you receive. And this is just a universal law. So when you're doing a mantra, when you're putting a mantra together, always think of where you want to be, what you want to attain, what you want to look at for the highest positivity level that you can possibly think of without bringing in a frequency of lack. So that's where we're looking at with a mantra. I would personally say, because I was given this today, try this and use this every day for a good few weeks, along with the meditation in part 2 and with the energy activation at the end of this episode, and see where it goes. See where you are in a few weeks, a few months, because all of this is very, very powerful, and it will start to open you up to all kinds of things. Now, obviously, as you totally understand with where I've gone so far, when I'm talking about frequency and why it is so important, we can't do anything without thinking of frequency. And people don't realize how important this is. I go on about it quite a lot in everything I do. I am literally frequency mad, and you will probably understand why by the end of this course, because there is literally nothing that doesn't hold a frequency. And when you think about it, how this is being delivered today, through the internet. I'm sat here recording this. I'm recording this on my phone. I will later upload it to video, all done through frequency. And a lot of people say, well, we can't see the internet roaming around in the sky. We can't see our cell phone signal when we phone somebody, let's say Australia, but it's there. It's there constantly. It's there all the time. And it is so important within this work. So whether you're using, like I said previously, whether you're using this for a spiritual connection, mediumship, healing, channeling, just opening up to your guides, your higher self, it is all to do with frequency. Your body itself contains many, many, many frequencies. Each organ within our body runs at a certain frequency. And for optimization for health, they should be all at a certain level. And this is when the body goes into dis-ease, which is a disease, because the body then is at disease, which means that a frequency in the body isn't running at maximum, isn't running at what it should do. And I don't know whether any of you have studied Taoism or Qigong or anything. This is again all to do with frequency. We are taught within this that each of our organs runs again on a frequency, and they all hold emotions, which again is all down to frequency. By the end of this episode, you're going to be so fed up of me talking about frequency, but it is so important. So everything holds emotions within the body, which goes again to frequency. The table that I have in front of me may be a solid matter piece, solid, but again, it is all down to frequency. This is just a more dense frequency, which makes it into matter. Okay. So as you go forward, everything is to do with frequency. even sacred geometry, which I will show you at the end of this episode, with the piece of light language that you are going to use in your energy activation. Even though when you look at it, to you, it will probably just look like a load of squiggles, but it isn't. It's something called light language. And within light language, again, it is all about frequency and sacred geometry. You don't need to know what this says. It's beyond the human capacity, which is really good, because we don't then have the ability on a human level to dissect it. It goes within the aura and our energy body. It's taken on board by all of that, and it works at a higher level for your best good, for your best outcome. It works within your spiritual DNA, your energy blueprint, your energy signature, through all of your chakras. It just does so much, but every single bit of it is all down to frequency. Okay. Now, if you're really interested and want to take this further, there is a episode that I did, if you look on my channel, and it is called The Language of Humanity's Future. And I did this quite a while ago when I got the information regarding what my light language did, how it works. We are taking it to quite another level with this, because obviously this course is about spiritual connections, mediumship and everything else. And I'm really kind of jumping you ahead quite a way up there with this. You may look at it, you may watch it and think, wow, that's just not for me at the moment. And I totally understand with that, because when I first brought this through, I said, this is crazy. I don't know what all this is about. Totally out of my comfort zone. But obviously many, many, many years later, I understand it. I've been given a lot of information regarding it. So we are taking it to a higher level. This is more or less going beyond mediumship into more of a cosmic realm. But if you want to watch it, it will give you a breakdown and an understanding of actually what it's all about. But you don't need to go there. You don't need to watch it. It's only if you're like me, a bit of a geek who wants to know everything about everything. Okay. So like I say, frequency, everything is about frequency. The whole of your spiritual connection, the whole of mediumship, contacting your guides, your mantra, again, that all resonates at a frequency. So as you can understand why I keep going on about it, you can't do any of this. You know, you can't step into healing. You can't look at doing Reiki, none of it. Because even within Reiki, when you first go down this line, we do an initial activation to raise your frequency, to be able to have that connection and bring that higher energetic and the connection to divine through, so you can bring that in and henceforth use the facility to do that healing, and if that's the way that you want to go. So to go back to last week, just wanted to give you a little bit of an insight when I was talking about intuition and messages. This week, because I wanted to do an energy activation for all of you, I wanted to find my iPad pen. And I'm in the process of moving house, okay? So everything is completely packed up in boxes. It is like so hundreds of boxes, and it's all somewhere to be stored before we move on again. And it was like, I was so frustrated because I needed this to be able to write on my iPad to do you the energy activation. And it's like, I looked and I looked, I went through everything and I couldn't find it. And it wasn't attached to my iPad. And I was getting rather frustrated. And I sometimes forget I can ask. And I just, in the end, it was like, right, okay, come on. You need to let me know where this is. Because if you want me to do this and put this energy activation out there for everybody, I need to find my pen. So if you want me to do this, please let me know where I've put it and where it is, because it could have been in 100 places. So overnight, I've been getting a picture in my head, and it was, right, okay, it's a picture of a bag and this is where it is. So lo and behold, I came to do the video today and I thought, okay, let's see, open the bag up, and there's my pen. So going back to last week's episode, ask. Sometimes it's just that simple, that we have guides, we have the ability, and they would love nothing else to give you a helping hand and to advise you when you need to do things, if it's for the highest good, and they'll let you know. I just thought I'd let you know about that because I thought it was so funny and so relevant to last week's episode. Even I forget, to ask. I say to clients, well, have you asked? Have you asked your guides? And a lot of the time, some of my friends will say to me, if I'm thinking or mulling something over, well, have you asked? So even I forget. And I do this for clients and to tell all of you. So I thought it was very, very amusing. I wanted to relay that to you. Okay, so we've gone through a mantra, and I've given you what I got today, what our mantra was. And like I said, use it or create your own, whatever. But please let me know what happens. Just send me a comment. I would love to hear your experiences and what happens. So I've gone on about frequency. And I think you get the message now to how important it is and why I talk about it so much, because we can't do anything without it. Okay. So I will now show you the energy activation that I wrote before this and what I was given. Now, like I said, this isn't in English. So don't try and analyze it, because there's no point. It doesn't work on the logical aspect. It works on an energetic one. Okay. So all you need to do is screenshot it, save it, use it for the meditation, put it in front of you, and it will automatically go into your aura, into your energy body. Use it along with the mantra, and it will help to open all of your energies up. But again, what I've said on every single episode, in interacting with these episodes and these videos, my energy is assisting your energy because of the alchemization of how I work. So it's always important to realize that after each episode that you could start having many detox effects. This is what I always say about, you need to eat light, you need to drink lots of water, because it will be trying to raise your frequency. So whether you have tummy ache, you could have headaches, you could have emotional outbursts. Always remember with each episode, whether you watch it over and over again, each time it will be doing what it needs to do. Okay. Never forget that. And especially with this, what I'm going to show you now. All right. But before we go there, and before I show you this, I just want to say that if you, at the end of this video, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love you to subscribe, and also to do the thumbs up button. And I believe that YouTube has just added a new thing, and when you press, you get lots of sparkles, which I think is brilliant. So press for the sparkles. So the more people that you can like this video, the more it will go out there, the more people will see it, and the more people will be able to facilitate and opening their spiritual connection. So thumbs up and enjoy the sparkles. Thank you. Right. So now to show you this. Okay, I'll try and get it in on the screen as much as I can. Take a screenshot. I'll hold it in front of the screen for a few seconds. Okay, you screenshot that. Brilliant. Okay, so as you can see, that literally just looks like some squiggles. It's not. It's something we call light language. And this is something that I've been doing maybe for, I lose count now, probably 4 years. Or no, it's probably longer actually, 5 years. And you'll see in the sweatshirt that I'm wearing, this is one of my light languages here. I have pictures and books and books and books and books of this. And this is something that I do for clients, and it is very powerful, and it works totally on frequency within our natural being. So like I said to you, don't analyze it. Don't try and analyze it. Just use it on your phone in conjunction with the meditation in part 2 and also the mantra. And I'll repeat this again. I allow all divine energies for the highest good of my being. Now you've got 3 very, very powerful tools to use now. Put all 3 together. Enjoy using them. Don't forget that you could have detoxing going on after you've used all of these, because together they are extremely powerful. Please let me know how you're getting on in the comments and what you're experiencing, because I just love to know what it all happens and what all you get up to. So next week, part 5 will be at the same time. On part 6, what I was intended to do was an actual live episode. But looking at all the analytics, which is absolutely mind-blowing, we have people coming from literally all over the world. And a lot of the subscribers are also from the USA. I'm in the UK, so there's a huge time difference. So what I am saying to you now is that anything that you would like me to answer, please start putting in the comments. I will start collating all of them and I will answer them in part 6. So part 6 now is not going to be live, unfortunately, because we've just got so many time difference, so many variables. It will be very difficult to facilitate. So all of you that are all over the world, please start to leave your comments, your experiences, any questions, anything that you want answering in part 6. And I will start to collate them now, between now and then. And so on part 6, we can go through all of them and answer your questions and have an absolutely amazing episode. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed today. I know there was a lot to go through, but like I said, go back to the episodes, use everything in part 2, part 3. Today has been a really important one with the mantra and the light language activation. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Okay. Thank you. Bye.